Hi guys, and welcome back to the JKT Radio Podcast episode I don't even know anymore because it's just me, your hostess with the mostest, Muffa and Orban. That's it. That's it. That's all there is. There's no McBride. They just came back from a wedding. There's no Devin or Chris. I don't know where they are. They haven't replied to me. So it's just me and this cat. Only cat today. Little pretty little kitty was very upset with me because I picked her up and she was asleep. Am I so mean? Am I the meanest mommy ever? Yeah? I'm a mean mommy. So I demanded all the snuggles. Okay, you go back to your spot. Or just leave me. That works too. So anyway, since it is October, it's time for the spooky ghosts and goblins and ghouls. So I thought we'd go over... Why do I feel like my hand is wet? That's probably not good, but it's fine. Thought we'd go over some of the best movies to watch, in my personal opinion, for the spooky season. I don't have a list. We're literally just going to pull them up from my head because I feel if I make a list, it's going to be biased. So we're just going to pull them off. First and foremost, my favorite Halloween movie that I watch every year without fail, once I found it, is Trick or Treat. And I think we have talked about this movie before. It's a really weird movie that has a lot of sexual scenes in it. So if you are underage, don't tell anyone I told you to watch it. And it's kind of one of those ones where there's a lots of sexual scenes, but they're not memorable. It kind of like, it's there, it happens. But essentially it is 5 short stories, Halloween short stories that all take place over the same night, that spin into one overlying big story. I think it's also based on a comic or a book of some sort. And it's just A plus. It's got all your spookies, it's got murderers, it's got ghosts, it's got ghouls, it's got werewolves. In a way it has vampires, and then your classic pumpkin lore. Gotta have that pumpkin lore. It's good for you. Just A plus movie. Maybe if you are not fond of sexual scenes in your movie, maybe not the movie for you. Second, classic. I'm pretty sure everyone's seen it once at least. Hocus Pocus. It's Hocus Pocus. They took a small folk tale and turned it into one of the best Halloween movies ever. It's not even like actually scary. It's a comedy. It's a family-friendly comedy. But they just did so goddamn good. Who doesn't want a talking cat? And then I learned that American schools are terrible, but have so many better facilities than mine. I didn't have a dedicated kiln room. We had a really shitty kiln that I'm pretty sure was about to keel over at any second, and I think belonged to one of the teachers in the school, because I don't think it's there anymore. Either it did keel, or when that teacher left, because she was the only teacher that used it, it went with her. I don't even think my high school had a kiln. It did originally, but when they remodeled, I don't think they put it back. But yes. Hocus Pocus, Sanderson Sisters, Book of Flesh, based off of the Book of the Dead. It's just fantastic. I still have not seen the sequel. It has been out for I think a year now, and I still have not watched it. I should probably do that. Maybe I'll do that this Halloween. I don't know what I'm doing for Halloween this year. I don't know if I work yet. Anyway, so those good ones. Obviously, the classic Is It a Christmas or Halloween movie, The Nightmare Before Christmas, is good. It's claymation. It got Oogie Boogie. It's just good. And especially if you like musicals. Mwah. It's just good. I'm still here mainly for like the Oogie Boogie scenes and the what is this song. Can I recite all of Jack's Lemonade? I think I can actually, and that's probably more concerning than it is amazing. But actually, you know what another movie is I watched around Halloween? I literally just watched this too, I think 2 days ago. Corpse Bride. It is not a horror movie. It's not a Halloween movie. But for some reason, when October hits, I feel the need to watch it. It's not scary. It's a romantic comedy, almost. It just belongs in Halloween movies for me. I don't know if it's because it's called Corpse. I don't know if it's because it's like a whole Day of the Dead thing. In my brain, it belongs in Halloween's category, but it is a rom-com, so it probably doesn't belong there properly for most people. Other good Halloween movies. What are some other good... It's been 5 minutes and I've run through so many Halloween movies already. This is gonna be a short podcast, guys. Unless I get distracted on one tangent and we just go for like 5 minutes. That turns into an hour. We are doing a short episode because I'm very, 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 very tired. And I still have a lot of shit I need to do before I go to bed. But we're gonna do it. What is another good horror movie that I watch for Halloween? There aren't that many. There aren't many movies I watch for Halloween. Like, I go out of my way to watch Freddy Krueger because that's one of my favorites. I watch whatever Friday the 13th I can find on TV because of the whole lawsuit thing where like 3 different studios hold the rights to Friday the 13th. Nobody owns them on streaming services and they're impossible to find. If you do find them, you have to buy them. Like, they're not free to stream. And even then, it's usually whatever chunk owns. Like, I think the first 3 are owned by one company, and then 4 through 6 are owned through another company, and then the rest are owned by the 3rd company, and it's just... It's really weird. Really, really weird. I will say, of all the Friday the 13th movies, I think at one point I've watched all of them. Some of them I've only watched once, other I've watched twice. I didn't like the remake. It was okay, but it was... They could have done better. The actors were good. The writing was meh. I feel like it was just the way it was put together. It wasn't as good as it could have been. So the original, the very original, 80-something Friday the 13th. Beautiful. If you haven't seen it, watch it. The twist at the end, especially with all the crazy lore of Jason, is fantastic. Oh, a mug. Beautiful. And then for sheer dumb movie hilariousness, Jason X, which is number 10. Jason X is a whole nother level of stupid, because at this point Jason's gone through everything. He's like been frozen, he's in space prison, he's still alive, he should be dead 10 times over, but like he's in space prison essentially. And then he escapes and gets infused with nanobots that heal him even faster. It's ridiculous. It's hilariously ridiculous, and he still has the hockey mask, of course. It's one of my favorites. It is so bad, so campy, so just, oh my god, we're trapped on the spaceship, we gotta get into the alien stuff. But it's just Jason, and it's so funny. And when I first saw Among Us, this is actually what I thought of when I first saw the game, and I didn't really understand what it was. I was just like, this is Jason X, but tiny and cute. And I still hold that in my head, that this is Jason X, but tiny and cute. Even if I walk around with my little robot or my son. I haven't played Among Us in a while. I want to play Among Us. Nobody wants to play it anymore, though. It was so overdone, and then nobody wants to play anymore. Oh, and the third one. There's a little horsey face right there. You can see his little nose poking up. He's crying. Oh, you lie down, horsey? Winnie. Oh, he can't get by. Lemon is lying in the doorway. He's afraid to walk by. The other one, because of the big three, quote unquote, horror guys, Jason, Mike Myers, and Freddy Krueger. I'm much more of a Freddy Krueger person. I don't think I've seen every Freddy Krueger movie. I think I'm missing one. I haven't found a good copy of it. I found copies of it, but they were like really, really choppy. I think it's like 5. It's 4 or 5 or something I haven't seen. I didn't watch. I don't know what about the remake I Couldn't Hold Me of Freddy Krueger. It was good. It just lost all of my attention. I don't know why. Like, I was enjoying the movie, I just couldn't focus on the movie. Original good. But Freddy vs. Jason is also ridiculously good. It is funny, it is hilarious. It is still a horrible horror movie. With two of the biggest faces going toe to toe. And I don't remember who won. It's been a while since I've seen that one, just because I do own it and I haven't. The big classic ones, if you don't buy them or rent them during Halloween, no one streams them, as I said, so they're impossible to watch. But those are the movies people want to watch, so they do that on purpose. I was like, I gotta call the horse because he's still crying. Winnie! Winnie! Oh, is the baby upset? The baby upset? Oh my bubby. Come here then. Come here. Yeah. You can come here. Come here, Winnie. Come here. You can do it. He's not a smart dog, folks. Yes, come here. Come on. Yeah. You can walk over here. Come here. Yes. Yes, you can. Come here. No. Don't cry. Come here. Lemon, can you let Winnie pass? Lemon. Lemon, let Winnie pass. And she's just gonna look at me all cute too. Look at that. Lemon. He wants to get by so bad. Yeah, come here. Let me open that door a little bit wider and he'll figure it out. You bring your monkey. You're so mean. I'm not sure. Come on. I moved it so I could open it more so you can do it. There is enough space for you to walk. Come on. Come here. Come here. You can do it. You're such a big boy. Come on, biggie boy. There you go, he did it. And Lemon did snap at him. I saw that. Lemon's a mean lady. Lemon didn't want you to pass. You bring your monkey to show everyone. Oh. Oh, he brought me a monkey, folks. Someone made a noise over there, so I had to go figure out what it was. But yeah, Freddy. Now, we touched on Jason. We talked a lot about Jason. As I said, in my opinion, didn't like the remake. It was put together well. Freddy Krueger remake was good. I just couldn't pay attention to it. And Freddy vs. Jason is phenomenal. Mike Myers, the Halloween movies, the actual Halloween movies. This is the one where I actually want I like the remake more. The very first one, I think they remade Halloween and Halloween 2. Very first Halloween remake. Because they dove a lot more into Jason as a child. Not Jason. Michael as a child. And leading up to that point where he grew up and became the Mike Myers we all know. And you had like recordings of the psychologist, you had him being in the ward, you had him doing stuff in the ward, and then the beginning scene of him being a child. I thought that gave much more premise to the story because, oh, excuse me, Halloween is such an odd movie. There's a bunch of them again. And like all the others, there's a curse involved with Halloween. Lots of people think he's like your basic serial killer in a mask. He's... oh god, I can't remember this fully if I remember correctly. It's a hereditary demonic curse that he himself wants to get rid of, but can't. He knows it's there, and he can't do much about it. And he's trying to get someone to kill him, but the curse also drives him to kill people, if I remember correctly. I know it's a curse, I know it's a hereditary curse, but I don't remember the exact premise of it. I think it was he knows about it and he's trying to get someone to kill him. He knows it's causing him to kill people. And it's just such a weird thing, because most people don't watch beyond the first two of any of them. So some of the crazy shit that goes on later on, no one knows about. This doesn't exist. No one knows Jason eventually gets nanobots infested in his skin. Or that not much happens with Freddy Krueger. It's just someone remembers him and he just wakes up. It's Freddy Krueger. But like a lot of these old horror movies, and we're never going to get some of these classics. They're never going to get better. They're never going to beat it. They might come close. But especially nowadays, we're going more into CGI, we're going more into special effects, we're going more into computer technology. Because the eye, without fully being able to see it properly, we have a harder time being scared of graphical effects, because somewhere in our eyes and brain we can tell that this is not actually happening. With practical effects, you can't always fully tell, because it's happening, but it's still a practical effect, where it's not a computer generated effect. There's not that small tick that your brain doesn't quite catch, or sorry, your eyes doesn't quite catch, but somewhere in the back of your processing brain, it knows it's not real. Which is why a lot of horror movies nowadays, people aren't as scared, even though they are technically scarier. They're not as scared because, again, there's that little switch in our brain that knows this isn't real. It's just how it is. So some of the older ones, they're always going to be better because of practical effects. And we're going to get further and further away from that because practical effects are very, very expensive. And also very, very dangerous. We saw that because they did practical effects in Game of Thrones that last season, which I didn't watch still, but I know about, where there was the whole army and they got actually set on fire for the practical effect. They set people on fire. Yes, these are trained stuntmen. But it's still, setting someone on fire is not a good idea. It is dangerous. If you are not trained for this, you could die. You probably are or at least very badly injured. So, because of the cost and cause of injury and all that, we will get further and further away from practical effects and go more and more into graphical effects. And I feel like this is something Devin should be here to talk about, because he'll know more about this than me, because being in film. And I'm just sitting here twiddling my thumbs with all the random bits of knowledge I have. Oh god. And now from the depths of my brain has risen the weirdest, worst, and best B-movie horror movie I've ever watched. So, they don't have these anymore. At least where I'm at. But way back in my day, there used to be the DVD bins. If you're of a certain age, you know what the bin is. It's this big, old bucket. And it was filled with like $2, $5, $10 DVDs. And when I was little at my Walmart, we had 3 of these. There was a $2, the $5, and the $10 bucket. And they were just unsorted everywhere, just filled. And they were like 4 feet tall. They didn't go all the way down. I think they were 4 feet tall and only 2 feet deep. but they were 4x4 buckets. Like 4 length and width. They were huge. So like 4x4x2 feet. For everyone who uses metric, I'm sorry, but Canada's weird and doesn't understand that you have to pick one or the other. It does both. I don't know what that is. Let me quickly Google that. The metric equivalent of 4x2, because my units go from feet to my height to metric, and I can't quite do that in my head right now. 4 feet in centimeters. So that's 121 centimeters by 121 centimeters by about 61, approximately. It's a big bucket. Big bucket. And when I was little, we used to go through these and we would find DVDs, and like, we'd have these in Walmart, we'd have these in Rogers, in Blockbusters. There was no Blockbusters near me, it was a Rogers. And the first time me and my brother were allowed to watch ourselves with no babysitter, like my grandma wouldn't come down, she said claimed, but she was in the house. So we got chips and popcorn and some dip. Got that Tostitos queso, which we both so much love. And we went to Rogers Video. And I am a horrible human being. And I can buy, at that young age that we were at, I think I was 11 or 12, because of the way I had grown up and looked, I looked old enough to buy a rated R movie. And we know this because I think that year I also went to the movie theaters and bought rated R tickets. Yes, my mother knew about this. She would have bought the tickets for us if we needed it, but she would usually just drop us off at the movies and come back and pick us up later. Or we'd have to bus back. She did not care. As long as at the time, there were no sex scenes allowed. As long as it did not have sex scenes, all the horror you want. But we found two movies, because I think we had like $11, so we could get 2 $5 movies or one $10, or a bunch of $2. We found 2 movies. One is The Breed. Actually, it was a C movie. That one was a C movie. It was okay. Hello, ma'am. Welcome back. Oh, no? Don't eat your cat post. I haven't watched that. It's still in the house somewhere. I don't know where. But if I remember correctly, because we only watched it twice, is they went to a friend's cabin, or they found a cabin on an island, and on the same island there's an abandoned facility with hybrid dogs, and they broke out and killed everyone. If I remember correctly. It's probably vastly summarized from my memory. And the other one, we also only watched a few times. But it was like, this was a college movie. This was very obviously a bunch of college students had to make a movie for their degree. And it was called Within the Woods. And it was a slasher of these kids. I don't even think they were kids. I think they were adults who were supposed to go to a game show that was in a campsite. Like they won a prize to participate in this game show. It was a campsite. So they had like the preppy girl and all that, and the jock, and all these lovely game show contestants. And the guy set it up, but it was very obviously like a very bad TV show host who didn't get paid enough, and the show didn't make a lot of money, so it was very badly put together, and they all get there and they get really bad encampments and such. And you're supposed to survive. Again, this is, if I remember correctly, and it turns out that they thought we were being taken off the show, but people were actually getting killed. And back in the old days, it was like fake blood was like ketchup consistency. But as I said, I'm pretty sure it was a college movie because it was almost pink and very clearly water with food coloring in it. And that was the real blood. It was very obviously water with some food coloring in it. It was just so bad. But it was so funny bad. And they had proper suspense. Like, this movie actually had suspense, and then you get to a murder scene, it's like, the blood's so almost pink. I don't know if I should take this seriously anymore, but this is an actual good movie, and I'm here for it. And it had a twist ending, even, like in, you go back, we did watch that one twice. Go back, and it's like, oh, this does make sense. But I wasn't expecting it. I got your foot. You're gonna die. It was just a hilarious movie. Good horror movie. Proper suspense. Murder scenes needed a little bit of work, and that is a movie I want that remade. I'm pretty sure it was a B or C movie. Again, I'm actually sure it's a bunch of college kids that made it. I want that movie remade. I want Within the Woods remade as a proper movie. That's what I want to see happen. That movie deserves a remake. Give me proper murder scenes. Let me see a murder scene that's not ketchup water or food coloring water or whatever that was. Oh, it was glorious. Glorious. I want to see. Let's quickly Google. Show me. Is this movie even gonna? Within the Woods. See if I can find it. Is this the movie? That's no way that's it. No way this movie came out in 1978. And that's Cabin. Prequel to the Evil Dead. No, it's not this. This is not it. Not the prequel to the Evil Dead. Within the Woods. Oh god, I think this movie came out in the 2000s. 2005, is that it? A new reality show invites 5 brave souls to spend the night at Camp Blood, where years ago a dove. Yes, this one. 2005, Within the Woods. What is the Rotten Tomatoes? There was a film series? In the Woods is a 2005 slasher film and final installment to Camp Blood. There is a whole franchise. Oh my god. I need to go back and how this movie does not deserve 3.2 out of 5 on Amazon. I'm sorry. It does not have a Rotten Tomatoes score that I can see. I need to find Camp Blood. I've never heard of Camp Blood. There's another one. So there's Camp Blood in 2000. There's Camp Blood 2. Supposedly this is the third one Within the Woods. And Camp Blood First Slaughter in 2014. Oh my god, there's so many. 2018 Ghost. Camp Blood 5. What is this? Camp Blood 5 and Camp Blood 6 came out in the same year. Camp Blood 8 Revelations came out in 2020. Oh my god, how many are there? Oh, I know what I'm doing this Halloween, folks. I'm watching Camp Blood. Who made this? Yeah, Camp Blood is a 1999 American direct-to-film slasher. Brad Skies. Who is this man, Brad Skies? Who are you? Oh my god, okay, so Camp Blood is American direct-to-video slasher film, directed and written by Brad Skies, followed by 7 official sequels, 1 official spin-off entitled Ghost of Camp Blood, and the 1 unofficial film entitled Within the Woods. So this is an unofficial film of Camp Blood, is the one I remember and saw. Where can I watch Camp Blood? Tell me. Tell me where I can watch this ridiculous movie. Good sir. Good sir, please. 69% like this movie on Google. The original Camp Blood. I need to know where I can watch this. Where to watch? Watch. Not Blue Bloods. No one wants to watch Blue Bloods. Nowhere. Nowhere. The answer. Nowhere legal is the answer. How many camplets? Okay, so you know, here it's only listing 4, but we just found out there's like 8. Is Twilight... No, what? No. Oh, supposedly Twilight is now becoming a camp classic. Okay, I'm sorry, no. I'm on this rabbit hole. Supposedly it's in a TV guide. I don't even know what this is. Show me the... Oh, so TV Guide is just a free-to-watch site. Okay. Alright. Oh, no. It shows me where I can watch it. It's a website that lets me show where to... Oh, that's actually nice and useful. Alright. According to this website called TV Guide, the original Camp Blood, for all you folks who also want to join me in the rabbit blood hole, finding this movie from some strange movie we got in a $5 bin in a Rogers video years ago. Camp Blood, the first one, is available on Tubi. According to this, I'm taking that with a grain of salt because last time any website told me it was on Tubi, it wasn't there because Tubi's really weird, and I do have it. It is available to buy or rent on Amazon for standard definition of $1.99. I don't know if that's the buy or rent price. Or Google Play, of course, where I'm very confused because again it says buy or rent. Standard edition is $9.99. This is in Canadian. And HD is only $1.99? But the movie's so old it shouldn't be in HD. What the actual hell? Oh, anyway, I know. Hands up, I have 8 movies to watch now before Halloween or during Halloween or something because I need to know. I watched Trick or Treat at the beginning of the month with a friend who wanted to watch a scary horror movie for Halloween, and it was the only day I was available, for sure. So I'm just like, let's watch a movie, and I gave them some options, and a bunch of people picked Trick or Treat, so we sat and watched Trick or Treat. They liked it. They gave it like a B, I think, because it was funny. It was more campy, a lot of sex scenes, but it did have some twists. There were some moments they weren't expecting. It wasn't spooky. It wasn't like, ooh, spooky, but it was good. Oh, excuse me. I had a pizza when I got home. And then I came to do this, and I have my Coke now. Which already has cat hair on the top. Ma'am? Yeah, I'm looking at you. Yeah. Look at that butt. Oh, look at the butt. This is my leg now. This is my leg. Look at those toes. You upset I got your toes? Okay. She doesn't care that I have her toes. You're like the most chill cat ever. Of all the many cats I've been with in my life. I can pretty much do whatever I want to you. You just don't care. There's only one cat I ever had that was more chill than this one. And I don't know if he was just really chill or he babied us because we were really young kids. When we were little, we had this cat named Silk, and he was like Persian breed of some sort. Solid black, really fluffy. But he was an outdoor cat. He was also the last official outdoor cat we had because we lost him for that reason. But I used to cry at night. This is before we knew I was allergic to cats. I used to cry at night because this cat would sleep with me in the bed, And he did not want to like just lie at your feeties or lie beside you on a pillow or something. No, 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 no. This cat wants to be cuddled. Like, he would want you to cuddle him. Like, he would like lie full on stretched beside you and like snuggle under your arms to be cuddled. This cat was fantastic. I know. You like cuddles sometimes too, but not that kind. You don't like being cuddled in bed. It gets too hot. And he was a very large cat, so obviously me being a babby size and also already small, even for a babby size, he could easily get out of my grasp if he wanted to, which he did, because usually he was gone by morning. But he was always there when I went to bed, and if he didn't come in at night, and when I went to bed, I would cry. To the point where I remember as a child crying for the cat, and I can just hear Mom outside calling for this cat to come inside, because we don't know where he is. He sadly died because we're not sure if next door poisoned him, or if he drank leaking car fluid. I think most of us believe that the next door neighbor poisoned him. But I was at school and I was told as I got home, and I came home crying, and I watched that cat just fade. He's still alive when I got home, but barely. And there's nothing that we could do because he was too ill. Supposedly they took him to the vet and they said he was just dying. And this was long enough ago that you could just do that. You could just take them home. You could have them die at home. That was the thing. Not anymore. If your cat's dying like that, you would take it to a vet. It's not. They won't let you take that out. Which I understand. But also, man, that sucks. Nope. Where was I? How did we get here? How did we get here? How did I get talking about horror movies to the cat? I don't know how I got here. There's a blip somewhere. There's a tangent I missed and I don't remember. It was you. It was probably you. Yeah, so we've got horrible B movies, which I now have a whole bunch of to watch. You got your classics. A lot of people will probably ask why Scream is on this list, and I will say I did not like Scream. I watched 1, 2, 3. I think I even watched 4. I don't think I went to theaters for it. I think I waited for that to be on DVD. Scream didn't do it for me. It was Scream. Didn't like it. It was okay. Wasn't good. Hellraiser's great. I did find out there's way more than I thought there were, so I do need to find the rest and watch them. The new one, phenomenal. God, the new one. I don't know, and part of me doesn't want to know, but there were parts of that movie that I'm not sure if they were CGI computer graphics or if they were semi-practical effects, and I don't want to know. But it was good. It was good. What else we got? So we got, I know a lot of people are saying you should watch, what is it, Megan? I think that was the newest spooky movie that came out, Megan. Where there's like the robot girl to protect your kids and play with your kids and all that, and she goes rogue. Which to me is that just another AI going rogue movie, and it's not as good as everyone always claims. It's always like, oh look, another AI went off. Oh, who could have ever predicted that? Says everybody every time. It's pretty obvious at this point, guys. Every single robot movie always has an AI going rogue. If there's any form of spooky, horror, disaster, action, there's always an AI going rogue. Sometimes in a good way. Sometimes not. And this might be a little different from the usual podcast, because normally I'm looking over there. I'm looking at you guys. The audience, all of you. But my recording equipment's over there. So I'm staring at the recording equipment, because usually I don't stare at it, because I trust McBride. Has everything. But this time I'm doing it. I'm alone. It's just me and the cat. So I'm keeping an eye on it to make sure it doesn't fuck up. Especially since I recorded a bunch of episodes this morning of Banjo and Pikachu. Pikachu. I didn't play Pikachu. Pokemon. Eevee. And the mic was a little bitch. Even though its preference is set to this thing over here, the Yeti. It decided it wanted to use the webcam. Yeah. You, whose microphone I have fully disabled in my settings, keeps turning itself on because it has this moment where it just blips out of existence, so I have to unplug it and plug it back in, but when I plug it back in, it decides to re-enable its microphone setting. Like a little bitch. Great microphone headset. Great camera otherwise. Fantastic camera for the price. I think I paid like $80 for it. Much better than the fishbowl we had before, for those of you who saw that. We had like a permanent fishbowl for a while. And there's a setting thing that software I can download to like change all this effect. And I did have it, but it's incompatible with something I had and it would fuck it up. It's incompatible with the microphone. It doesn't it'll freak out and like disable your Yeti if you're using a Yeti. I don't know why. That's mine. But yeah. The lemon got a poop. So we've got, well there's gotta be others. I know there's others. I usually sit here, I used to binge movies when I was a child. Especially at Halloween. But I got nothing no more. I don't watch TV. I don't watch movies anymore. I don't consume media at the rate I used to. Even like YouTube. I don't consume media. Point where I am now actually behind with the memes. I've always been behind with like Vines. That's normal. I know Vines aren't a thing, but like the Vine memes that randomly come back and are trending. I've always been out of touch with those. I never had Vine. I think the day I debated downloading it, they announced the shutdown the next day. I was very confused. But I'm out of touch. I had to touch Thursdays. I don't consume media. I don't consume new music. I don't do much. I sit here. I play the video game. I do the thing. I do the recording. I make the podcast. I go to work and die and cry and my tears out. And I come home and go to do all those things again and go to sleep. I don't actually do. Do the do. Do. Oh yeah, speaking of that, speaking of what? I had a point and it's just gone. The point is gone. Oh, I made onigiri. I made some tasty. I made onigiri twice. 1.5. I attempted to make it twice. The first time, I followed the recipe to a T, and I made way too much filling because I did not read the part where it said choose one of these fillings, and I made 2 of those fillings, and I didn't read it all the way because I saw these are your options of filling, so I just made 1 of each, and I may have made a lot of the first one because I didn't see how many it wanted the salmon fillet. So I did like a salted salmon, cooked salted salmon, and then I did, oh, I don't remember the actual name for it, but it's like tuna and some soy sauce and baby mayo, quippy, it's baby mayo, Japanese mayo. It's tasty. And I made 1 batch of rice, according to this, in a pot. This is the first time I've ever made rice, and it didn't immediately fail. It was good. That is sushi rice. I've also never made like rice balls, so I'm sitting there and I'm just like staring at the instructions because I couldn't get the video to load on my phone. and I didn't understand them, so I kind of just like gave up on the instructions and I just started poking at it and playing with it, and I'm like, oh, I figured it out. You have to like squeeze it and the point is made here, and then you turn it, and you make the point here in this part of your hand. This is where you make the pointy triangle bits, and then you just kind of keep turning it to get the 3 points, and you pat it down. And so I made a bunch of salmon ones, and then I had no more rice and all this filling. I didn't even use half of my salmon filling. Just stared at the filling. I did eat the filling. I just kind of mixed it all in one big bowl and just ate the filling. And the onigiri. It's really good. Second time I made onigiri. Attempted to make onigiri. I was also cooking for my uncle and grandmother. The crazy lady. The crazy lady we hear about constantly. And I made chicken teriyaki to go inside this with extra teriyaki sauce. So I was going to dip the point of the onigiri in it. Like, I had a plan. It was going to be great. So I made 3 times the amount of rice I did last time, because the first time I only got like 8 balls out of it. So I made them a bit bigger because I didn't know what I was doing. I was like, well, I'm cooking for like 5 people now. I'll make 3 times the amount. No. So I started it and we started making rice balls, and I didn't test the rice in my mouth. My brother did, though, after I had started making the rice balls. He's like, this rice isn't cooked. I'm like, what? And he's like, the rice isn't cooked. So I took a bite of the rice, and it was not cooked all the way. He's like, didn't you adjust the recipe? I'm like, the recipe had an option for me to hit to do 3 times the amount. Like, it was the same amount, let's double the amount and 3 times the amount. Like, that was an actual option on this recipe thing that I was following from the same website. And he's like, well, it needs to cook. And I'm like, well, how do you re-cook rice? Is this a thing? And there we looked at it, and it says to just re-cook the rice. Just like put it back in the pot and boil it. And do the whole process over again, minus the cleaning, because we already cleaned it. And I did that. And I look at it. It's got a film on it now. So not only is it now like half mush porridge, it is still crunchy, and it's half burnt. So it is both porridge, it's mushy porridge that has crunch, and partially burnt. I don't know what I did, but I feel like it was an accomplishment fucking up rice that badly. We had to dump the rice because I could not save it. So we just had a bunch of chicken teriyaki, and I think I made vegetables. I think I made some corn. Just some chicken and corn. That was very sad. It was very, very sad. There was a lot of rice I wasted. That looked like it hurt. Are you okay? Were you that insulted by all the rice I wasted? You don't even like rice. Bitch can. But yeah. Will I attempt to make it again? Possibly on my next day off, because man, I never knew how long rice took to cook until that first time I made it. Because I've attempted to cook rice once, and it was from very, very bad instructions on the back of the bag that were only in partial English. Because it was from the Asian supermarket, and they only had like a sticker with English instructions, and they were like 5 steps. One of those steps was not wash the rice. I fucked that rice up. I think it like did the expandy thing and it just popped out, if I recall. That was my first experience with cooking rice. After that, I kind of, I'm not the biggest fan of rice usually. I like sushi rice, but that's kind of like where my like of rice ends. So I don't cook it, and if I do, it's for someone else, and I just do the like 2-minute Uncle Bed, stick it in the microwave with the top torn rice. Is anyone in this house gonna know the difference? No. No, they're not. Nope. Not gonna happen. They won't know. But yes, I got the furuki, the weird like seasoning that you put on top of rice. I got that. I got some seaweed that was made for onigiri, so it's like already roasted. I just heard banging. It's the dog rolling. And I made my little onigiri. They were so cute and they were tasty. I did learn I put too much rice and not enough filling the first time, and the second time, well, I fucked up, so I don't know what I learned. I learned not to fuck up the rice. I learned I probably need a rice cooker, actually. Yeah. Yeah, that might be the best thing. I might need to invest in a rice cooker. How much is a rice cooker? Google, how much is the rice cooker? Rice cooker. Not rice cooker recipes. Tell me how much. Oh, I can't afford that. The cheapest one I'm seeing is $120. Oh, this one's $55. Why? It has a bonus steam basket. Why is the more... It is cheaper than actual rice cooker that only has rice cooker option. This one has basket to steam food in and is half the price of $55. This one's $26. This is the one I'm probably gonna get. It's a Black & Decker. But this is the one that I recognize. This is the rice cooker shape rice cooker. It's like $100. It's bright red though. Like, this is the rice cooker shape. This is the cooker. I understand. I know what these buttons. I understand. I've seen those buttons in the animes and the movies and the people. I've gone to their house and they actually have a rice cooker. That's the one I know. But will I buy the $30 one? Yeah. I probably won't use it that often unless I'm like, I feel like set an hour of my life to make onigiri because it's time consuming. So I'll probably like sit in the cupboard until I'll be like, rice cooker time. Or, you know, I like sushi rice. I said, I don't know if it's like the consistency. There's a bubby again. The bubby's back. Oh, he's gone again. He saw I'm not getting up. He's gotten a bad. I think what he wants is because he's tried this a few times. Because when I go to bed, Lemon doesn't get to lie in this bed anymore. I go, Lemon, it's time for bed. And she stares at me up hat and set. But then I get up and I go walk her to the other bed in the living room. There are like 5 dog beds in this house, guys. This is the one that I put in here so Lemon wouldn't bother me as much, and she keeps trying to sleep underneath my chair, so I put one over here. Walk her to the other one, and I sit with her a moment and make sure she's all comfy, and then I go to the toilet and go to bed myself. So I think he wants that. I think he wants me to take him to bed, but I don't know. There we go. I think that's what he keeps trying to get me to do, because the bed he goes to is in my parents' bedroom. He keeps trying to bring me in there, and I'm like, no, it's not where I go. Don't do that. If you want to lie in the one that Lemon usually lies in at night, I will take you to this bed and I will sit with you a bit. But I'm not going all the way into the bedroom. Cat, that is not comfortable. Look at this. Let me get this. Look at that face. Oh, I don't want the glare bag. She's got her chin resting up on the ledge of the cat post. That can't be comfortable. Like, I do that. It's not. Or the same as like my chin resting here on something. But even then, like, guys, this part, that's not comfy. Do you not have that? Hey, ma'am, the people want to know. Oh, now you're just mad because I woke you up. Here, come here. Do an outro with me. Do an outro with me. Come here. I will pick you up if you don't come here. I know it's not quite an hour, but we did find stuff to talk about, didn't we? Mwah. So, well, aren't you just upset? I hope you all enjoyed this episode of the JAT Radio Podcast. Don't forget to lick all the buttons. They're very tasty. They're probably October's pumpkins themed, so we got like a pumpkin spice and You always have to have the strawberry blood flavored gummy that nobody likes, but we all do it anyway. And there's candy corn. Candy corn, the thing that nobody actually likes, because who the hell in their right goddamn mind wants to eat edible wax? Only edible wax I want to eat is that candle that smells really, really good, and I want to eat it. But I know it's gonna taste like wax and probably be horrible for my digestive tract. Anyway, we'll see you all next week, and hopefully it will be more than just me and a cat. And until then, bye everyone. Okay, go.